Hi. Okay, so I'm just going to adjust everything, adjust the camera so that everybody can see me. And I'll wait for everybody to get on here. Good? Good morning. It's morning still in Alberta. Not so much for those of you in the East Coast. So give me a heart if you are here, please, so that I can see that you are here with me. I'm opening a brand new kit. Thanks, Mariana, for sending me a brand new spanking starter kit. It's exciting. I didn't get a brand new kit, because I've been around a while. I'm just going to tilt this a little bit. There we go. Hi. Hi, everybody. So I am Future Executive Senior Sales Director, Carol Thompson, and I'm super excited. I'm so excited for you guys. I am blown away by the number of new consultants that we have had in March, and I know that some of you just got your kits. Some of you don't have your kits. Some of you got your kits because you started right away on March 1st. I'm going to try to give you everything I can give you in an hour. Okay, so I am not going to be able to get to everything that you will ever need to run a Mary Kay business, just so you know. It's not possible. I love you, but there is no way I can speak that quickly, and I talk pretty fast. So I'm just going to go through the basics, okay? I'm going to go through what's in your kit, how to use it, how to book those first appointments, why you should book those first appointments, and how you're going to get this job done. That's it. All right, so we have 17 people viewing. I'm going to wait just a few seconds. So if you have any questions for me, sorry, my eye is running away. Anybody else get this? Where their eyeball decides that it's suddenly allergic to something. Anybody have any questions for me before we begin? No? I didn't get a chance to look at the answers that you gave me on my post. So I'm just going to check that really quickly and see what you are asking. How to return the product, how to balance a full-time job, how do you approach leads and customers? Okay, that's pretty easy. Those are kind of the things that we're going to be talking about today. All right, so you got a brand new starter kit in the mail. And here's what it has in it. The most important piece in your starter kit is this. And I find that so many beauty consultants go, oh, cool, a book, and then go, and they don't read it. The more you know about Mary Kay Ash's story, the better that A, you will sell, B, the better that you will sell this company, and C, the better that you will be sold yourself on why Mary Kay has the philosophies and practices that we do. Okay, you will be a better Mary Kay beauty consultant by reading this book. In fact, it's something I give to hostesses as a gift. And it was on the bestseller list for a reason. So read it, okay? Getting to know Mary Kay Ash, the person, is so integral to your business. It's more important than learning what skincare we have, than learning what makeup we have, than learning a smoky eye technique. Way more important. If you struggle with finding times to read, it's not going to jump out of your starter kit and find you and make you read it, okay? So I think you can find it on audio somewhere, but you can also just keep it like in the bathroom where you're reading your phone anyway, right? And that's gross. So you can read it in the bathroom, or you can read it beside your couch. Like, put it somewhere where you're going to see her face every single day and read it, okay? The other thing that is in your starter kit that is an integral tool to your business is the flip chart. Now, when I first started, there was a flip chart, and then some of you directors that are on here did not have one for a while, okay? And I'm so excited that we have one. So it comes like this. You're going to put it in together. I have to tell you that page protectors make your life because then they flip better. So if you put them all into page protectors first, it will make your life better. You have a script on each side of this. I have a video uploaded on how to use that flip chart with the brand new starter kit. So if you want to know what to say, how to read it, all those things, please watch that, because I wish I had time for all of that, but I don't. But this, you guys, I have every ingredient memorized. Like, I have an eidetic memory. And so I don't know if you know what that means, but if I hear something like once, it's in there forever, okay? I could recite all of Dirty Dancing for you right now, Okay? So I have it all memorized. And guess what? I use this at every appointment. Do you know why? Because it shows other people who might be considering being a beauty consultant that, hey, they don't have to know everything. They can read it. Okay? A monkey could do this job as long as they could read. Read, flip, and squirt. That's it. Yes? You have this awesome little sign, and I love it, and I take it to every party. The party starts here. I put it right by the door so that they see it when they come in. It sets the tone for the party. Okay? And then I love you guys. Do you see this magazine? It's not a glamour magazine. It's not an in style. You'd probably read it if it was, but it's your new consultant guide. And I'm going to bet that some of you haven't opened it yet. Okay? So you can't do any job without training. You can't even work at McDonald's or Walmart without learning how to work the till. Please open your guide. They've made it so pretty. It was so small when I started, and it was very, very boring. So I'm sorry, the picture of me in here is from 100 pounds ago. So I apologize for that if you find me. But everything is in here. All the company promotions, everything. Oh yeah, busted. You know what? Okay, here's the thing. I know that listening to this broadcast, some of you are going to feel what I call shame. You're going to say, uh-oh, I never did read that. Uh-oh, you're right. The Mary Kay biography is at the bottom of my kit. Uh-oh, you're right. I didn't open it. Okay, when I signed up, my director sent me this beautiful package in a manila envelope. I don't think I ever read it. Like, seriously, I don't think I ever read it. So I understand. Okay? I get it. I know what it's like to be a brand new beauty consultant, and it wasn't that long ago that I was. So I signed up only 8 years ago, and when I signed up, I really just wanted to do this as a little bit of a side hustle. I fully intended to go back to my teaching job. We needed more money, you know, and we were living on $200 a month for gas and groceries for a family of 4, going through our own personal economic recession. And I didn't go as fast as I wish I had when I first started. Yes, I became a sales director in a year, and yes, all that stuff, but that took me going to seminar to do that. Before that, I didn't do much, okay? So I want you to know that. All right. Now, the rest of the stuff that's in your kit is your product, of course. We're going to go through what the profile cards look like in the order forms. You have 4 mirrors, okay? You have extra mirrors that you can purchase or earn through Ready, Set, Sell, and then you have your satin hands, all your products. You have this little jobby. Oh gosh, the light is reflecting. It is little play card things that you can write their names on. Why do you do this? Because you forget their names. Busted. You will forget their names. I mean, I'm sorry, but you will. So this way, write their names on there, you know, set up their spot at the table and write their name on there, and then you can say their name. And if you say somebody's name more than 3 times, they will trust you better. Okay? Now, when you also get this Ready, Set, Sell, I am not going to go through inventory options for you. I'm not going to go through the consistency program or anything else. That is your sales director's job. So please connect with her and figure out your first order. Cool? All right. Now look at this really cute bag. Look, it's so cute. Oh, and look. You know what I'm not finding in here? Customers. It's really weird. There are no customers in here. Like, I was promised customers when I signed up. That's so weird. And there's no recruits in here. It's so weird. It's so weird how there isn't anything like that in there. So how do you get those things? That's the magic. That's what we're going to talk about today. It has everything you need to get those things. And at the bottom of my starter kit, there was a car and customers and 5 cars, really, and this beautiful house that I bought, and, you know, my life was in here. I just couldn't see it yet because I had to get past the layer of doubt and fear and disbelief and all of that stuff to find the customers at the bottom of the bag, to find the things that I needed. Okay? So, before I do any product training, repeat after me. I am an independent beauty consultant. Go ahead, say it. I know I can't hear you, but say it. I am an independent beauty consultant. Here's the difference. I sell Mary Kay. I am an independent beauty consultant. Do you hear the difference? So let's put it into perspective. You guys know what epicure is, right? Like spices and things like that, right? So if somebody said to you, oh, and they said, what do you do? And you said, oh, I sell epicure. Your response would be, great, can I have a catalog? And then you would take the catalog and take it home, and you might have every intention of ordering stuff, but you didn't. And if she didn't call you, so you didn't do anything, and she spent $5 for that catalog or whatever it costs, and you didn't get it, right? And like, it's just going to sit there. Okay? But what if she said to you, when she said, sorry, my suit jacket is like really big because of the weight loss, so it's all gappy. Good thing we have new suits coming soon. What if she said to you, oh, you know what I do? I go right into your house and I teach you how to make meals from scratch in like 30 minutes that are healthy and sodium-free, gluten-free. They're like the easiest meals in the world. What would you say? You would probably be like, oh my gosh, cool. When, like, can I do that? So here's what you do. Oh, I sell Mary Kay. Knock it off. Knock it off. Okay? I am an independent beauty consultant for a top cosmetics company, because you are. And what do? You go into people's houses and you teach them how to do skincare and makeup properly. Wow. Cool. Show me. Exactly. You do? That's cool. Okay? That's what you're doing. So the next time you say, I sell Mary Kay, I want you to visualize me pulling your hair. Because I will. If you know me, you know I will pull your hair. The next thing is that you have to book her. Now, the way we change our disbelief about things and the way that we transform our vision is by doing things that we didn't think we could do. So having your starter kit sit in the closet until you think you're fully trained and ready is not going to make you any money and is going to make you feel bad about yourself. Who angry faced me? Don't angry face me. Why are you angry facing me? Okay. You're going to feel bad. And I don't want you to do that. So in your Start Something Beautiful magazine, it says that you need to do a power start or a perfect start. So what's a power start or a perfect start? It is 15 faces in 15 days for a perfect start. And a power start is 30 faces in 30 days. That's it. Now, that's a lot, right? You might be like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But people do it all the time. People have been doing it for 55 years. Otherwise, we wouldn't call it that, yeah? So if people do that all the time, then you can therefore do that all the time. You can do a power start. You can do a perfect start. And I don't care if you don't know anybody, because I did a perfect start and I had 8 friends and they were all scrapbookers and none of them bought anything. Okay? But the training actually comes from you doing the work. It comes from you being in the field and seeing it and trying it and doing it wrong. And I think sometimes we're so scared of failing. We're so scared of getting it wrong, of being wrong, that we don't even try. And then it's something else that sits there to make you feel guilty. How many of you bought a treadmill and never got used? And then it just collects laundry. And then every time you walk by it, you're like, well, I suck. That is not good, right? We're in the self-esteem business. We're about helping women discover what they love in their faces and in themselves. When people ask me what I do, I say that. I help women discover what they love in their faces and in themselves. That's what I say. And they go, oh, how? That's what I do. Okay, that is my job. And my job is to see 30 faces a month. So I actually power start every single month. And I know I'm a rarity in a lot of ways. I'm a bit unusual, but it's possible. And it totally is possible to be doing that and work a full-time job, because I did see 30 faces working a full-time job per month. Okay? So how do you do that? And why do you do that? Because I think sometimes we're so caught up in how that we forget why. So new consultants, I want you to take a piece of paper. Hopefully you've been taking notes. I'm going to take this jacket off because it's way too big. Hopefully you've been taking notes. I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to fast forward a year and think, what unfulfilled dream could you have in a year that you don't have already? What is something that you would like in a year? I don't care if it's a hot tub, right? A bigger house, if it's a trip, if it's college tuition, if it's paying off a certain amount of debt. Write that down in 1 year. Okay, we're not fast forwarding to the future here. We're just looking for 1 year. Well, I guess that is the future, but we're just looking at 1 year from now. Now, how much money would it take to get that goal? What would that take in 1 year to get that goal? And write that down. We're going to do some math. People mistake me often for an I personality. If you don't know what that is, then you can find out later. But I'm not really. I'm kind of a D, and I like details in that way. So here are the details. You ready? If on average, the average skincare customer orders $400 a year, which is the average, okay, retail, then that means that you're going to make $200 minimum profit per year on one customer, on her reorders alone, not your first facial with her. So write that down, $200 per skincare customer, okay? If you're doing your job correctly, then 6 out of every 10 faces you see will be skincare customers. 6 out of 10. I know, once a teacher, always a teacher. I'm totally a teacher. 6 out of 10 faces will be skincare customers. So if you need $10,000 in a year, right? Like, give me a heart if you need $10,000 or more in a year. And I don't care why you signed up. If you just want a little extra, or you were like, oh, friends and family, I know what people say. But I've had people say to me that they were going to earn a car in a year and do nothing. And then I have people who say that they're going to do nothing and they do everything. So I just stopped believing people. I really do. I'm just going to give you everything. All right? And let you decide what you're going to do with it. So let's say you need $10,000 in a year. And let's say that 6 out of every 10 faces will purchase skincare. That means that in a year, you need to see 83 faces total. 83. So write that number down. And if you divide that per week, that's 1.5 faces a week. Right? 1.5 faces per week. That's 3 faces every 2 weeks. That's 6 faces a month. That's 1 party a month. And actually, if you do the math properly, if on average you're going to make $50 per face, out of about 8 out of every 10 faces, okay, then you're going to make way more than $10,000. And then if you kept going for the next year and you kept those same reorder customers, you would double that, yes? That's 6 faces a month. That's 1 beauty experience a month. How many of you could use $10,000 by next year? A lot. Can you not do that while working a full-time job? Can you not do that with children around? Can you not do that doing whatever? You could work 3 jobs and still see 1 party a week, right? Or a month, I mean. That's it. That's the math. Face by face, you will win every race. That's it. Women, statistically, if you are just trying to sell through like Facebook pages and groups and, oh my gosh, what is happening here? Facebook pages and groups and things like that, they'll spend half of what they'd spend sitting down with you at the table. Guaranteed. That's what they do. They spend about half. And they're very unlikely to invest in skincare when they haven't tried it yet. So if your goal is skincare customers, then your goal is to get the product on the faces. That's it. Do you need to know much to do that? No. Do you need to know contouring to do that? No. Because guess what? You can sell a lipstick and she doesn't need to order it every 3 months. Weird. And we focus on makeup, but it's not our makeup. It's not our business. Our business is skincare. And so many people are so like lacking confidence in their makeup skills. And they're like, well, Carol, I'm not going to start until I know how to do a smoky eye. Who cares? My first 100 faces that I saw, and I know I shared this before in a video, so if you haven't seen that, go ahead and watch it. But my first 100 faces that I saw, if they were white, they got Ivory 2 mineral powder because they didn't like our foundations at the time. Our new foundations didn't come out till a year after I started. So I didn't like our foundations. So that's my dog. I sold Ivory 2 mineral powder. By the way, it is pretty chameleon-like, so it does work for a lot of people of Caucasian persuasion. But everybody got that. And everybody got Honey Spice and Moonstone and Sweet Plum in eyeshadows. Everybody got a now gone Sparkling Cider Blush. And everybody got Fancy Nancy Lip Gloss. And they made it sound like it was like something I'd picked for them specifically because I was so awesome at picking their colors. I didn't know how to do my eyebrows for like 3 years. I didn't know how to do contour. I didn't know anything. And guess what? Most of those people are still my customers or are on my team. They didn't know anything either. You think most of your customers are going to somewhere like Sephora and shopping there, but they're not. Okay? They are the people that don't know what they're doing. Most of my target market is people who are like, what do I do with blush? And you're scared because you're like, oh, people might wonder what ColourPop is or Tarte or Anastasia or something. No, they don't care. Okay? They need you to be the guide for them. And you're going to do that by saying that skincare is more important than makeup because it is. Do you agree? You can have the best makeup in the world and trying to cover bad skin. It's not going to work very well for you. So the reason your starter kit has skincare in it predominantly is so that you sell skincare predominantly. You need to get the people to your house or get them gathered into groups. So here's what you do to get them booked in a quick way, okay? You don't have a large appointment here, okay? This thing takes 15 minutes to demo, right? I mean, you can talk and talk. You can make it an hour if you want, but it really is pretty fast. So what you're going to do is you're going to say, and hopefully if you have a space in your house to do this, you're going to invite every single person that you know over to your house at specific times of the week. And I would recommend 8 p.m. I don't know why, but 8 p.m. is pretty magical. Most women have their kids in bed or pretty close to bed. You could do 8:30. You know, they pop over. You just say, come over and bring me your nicest friend. Come over and bring me your nicest friend. Save your grumpy friends. I don't want them. Barbara, I'm sorry you can't hear, but that is an issue with your computer you'll have to solve because other people can hear me, okay? So you're going to say, come on over and bring your nicest friend. Come on over and bring your nicest friend. I have Tuesday or Thursday, 8 o'clock. Which one's better for you? Come over and bring your nicest friend. We're going to give you a hand treatment. We're going to give you a self-guided anti-aging facial. Say it with me. Self-guided anti-aging facial. Ooh. Ah. Not, we're going to slap some skincare on you and hope you like it. Did I say, would you like to come over? No. Is there any reason why you couldn't lend me your face? Come on over. Is there any reason why you couldn't lend me your face? Come on over. You're going to get a hand treatment. You're going to get a self-guided anti-aging facial. You're going to get to try our CC cream, which is like amazing. And our mascara. That's it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then you're going to do it again. Are you just going to book your friend Cindy and her friend at 8 o'clock and then sit there sadly when you cleaned your house and you got everything ready and then Cindy calls and says her kid puked or whatever and she can't come over and then you're sad and then you're like, oh, this business doesn't work. Aww. No, right? You're going to book Cindy and then you're going to book Felicia, and then you're going to book Barbara, and then you're going to book Dana, and you're going to book 5 people at least and their nicest friends, all for 8 o'clock. And if you ever get all 5 showing up on the same night that you invited them, I'll send you a present. Message me, okay? Because it never happens. Life happens. People cancel. The dentist office doesn't cry every time you cancel, right? Have you not canceled appointments for things that you wanted to go to? Have you not forgotten appointments that you wanted to go to? Have you not forgotten to call people that you said you would call? Yes? You guys are all still there? Can you heart me just to make sure I'm not speaking into the wind? Heart me if you can hear me and you're still there. Okay, good. Just making sure, because I'm like, there weren't any little faces popping up. All right, so you're going to invite 5 people over and you're going to ask them to bring their nicest friends. You do not have to give them anything for bringing their friends over. You don't. And in fact, what happens in the psychology of people is that if you offer them too much, then they get skeptical, right? Then they're like, whoa, I don't know. But if you're just like, listen, you be helping me, can you bring over your nicest friend 8 o'clock, Tuesday or Thursday? They're like, oh, okay, sure. Women usually don't need anything because the #1 motivation of women is to help other women. That's it. They want to know that their friend is going to be happy with you at the end. That's it. So then you just remind them that you're nice and that they like you. Remember how you like me? Because these are usually people in your soft market or your people that you know, yes? So then you're like, you know how you like me, right? So Debbie will like me too, right? And then you guys are going to love this. You're going to love it. I just need to borrow your face. I promise to give it back in better condition than I left it. If you invited 5 people and their nicest friends for 2 nights a week, and 3 people showed up with their nicest friends, that would be 6 people times 2, so 12 people a week, and you would be done your power start in like 2.5 weeks. And you would do something that you didn't think you could ever do, which means that your brain will change and you will change. And if you don't like it, you can quit after that. But you don't get to quit when you saw 2 faces and they didn't buy anything. Right? Like, oh my gosh, did the people in the bay stand there and be like, oh no, she came in and she didn't buy anything? We should shut the doors. No. Statistically speaking, not everybody's going to buy anything. Like, you know, some people just aren't. And you're not great at it at closing the sale. And you're probably going to go like, yeah, okay, just let me know what you want. Which isn't effective, PS. Because even if they say they will, they don't. And even if they fully intend to and they really want to let you know what they want, they forget. So it's okay. All right? It's your job to close the sale at that appointment. If they ask you why you need to bring your nicest friend, you're like, do you want me calling you every month because I need another mascara sold for my goal? And she goes, well, no. And I said, like, I always am like, do you want me to just like stay with my friends and family and bug you all the time? Well, no. Isn't that the biggest fear that people have about their friends joining direct sales businesses? Yes. Are you going to find all 83 customers in your friend group? No. And that's only for 10K. Right? So you're not going to find them all there. You don't have to stand on a street corner handing out lip gloss samples. Stop it if you are. Don't do that. They don't call you. 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 Have you ever gotten a business card from somebody that you actually liked and you were like, oh, I should call them and get that stuff, or I should check out their website? Do you do it? No! So stop handing out stuff that costs you money. Handing them a catalog is not effective. You're gonna be shy. That's fine. Do you think extroverts do better in this business? They don't. Introverts do better. Introverts do better. Because our job is not to collect massive amounts of customers. It really isn't. Our job is to keep those customers. Yes? Swayze, lay down. Sorry, he's pacing. That's my Swayze. Our job is to keep our customers. And introverts traditionally are more likely to purchase from introverts. They don't trust extroverts as much. And you may think I'm super extroverted, but I'm not. Okay? I'm not super extroverted. I am an ambivert, so I am super introverted and super extroverted when I need to be. And I'm good at putting on a little show. So that's what I do. But if you think that I had no fear when I started, you are very wrong. If you think I didn't have fear today and have to stand in front of the mirror and talk to myself and coach myself to get on here and to be okay with being on here, then you are very, very wrong. I am scared every day. Every single day. But I do it anyway because my children need to eat. And in the beginning, that was my motivation. And I just created what we call in coaching school, we call it like a minimum, right? Like, I mean, what is your minimum standard, right? Like, how many of you will not leave the house if you haven't brushed your teeth? You created a minimum standard, yes? So in the beginning, I created a minimum standard that I was going to get 5 new names a day, and I was going to call 5 names a day to get bookings. That's it. That was my minimum standard. I created a time I was going to do it, a non-negotiable time, and I just did it anyway. And I did not have a warm market, Debbie. So like a lot of people don't have even a friends and family market. So we have 2 kinds of beauty consultants, okay? We have the ones who start with a large friends and family base, and they start really, really well, yes? And then we have the ones who start with nothing. They could start really, really well. This group can quit too. Because what happens is that they get to the end of their friends and family base, they've never learned how to get new customers, they don't get brave and go find new customers in any way, they don't ask their friends and family to introduce them to anyone they know, and guess what? Their business fizzles. And they get discouraged, and then they join something else so that they can friend farm for the rest of their lives. Now I'm selling this, so you guys should buy it. How many of y'all have friends like that? You do. I know you do. Okay. Then you have the people who don't have anybody. Which hand was that? This one. Sorry. You have the people who don't have anybody. Sorry, it's backwards on the live. And they can fizzle out right away because then they're like, oh my gosh, nobody wants to book. It's so weird. And usually that's because you were probably needing money when you started, and your friend group is probably a group of people who really need money and don't buy $20 mascaras. And then you're like, well, nobody wants this. That was my friend group. Okay, I really needed money. So I had to figure it out. So there are lots of ways to get new names. For me, it was draw boxes that got me all my new names, and trade shows. I did a trade show, actually, a little mini one for $15 for the table. I didn't even have my kit yet. My friend asked me, and my mission when I first started was to say yes. That was it. Just say yes. So do you want to come to this? Yes. That was it. I just was like, I'm not going to doubt it. I'm just going to say yes to everything. Carol, there's training this week. Do you want to come? Yes. I'll figure it out. Did I have childcare? No. My husband was working 3 jobs. There were times that he had to bring a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old in the van while he delivered pizzas so I could go to my meeting. Yes? So, I found childcare, figured it out. But I chose to say yes. So I said yes to this little trade show. I didn't even have a kit. I didn't have catalogs. I didn't have anything. I put like fake flowers on the table and I wrapped up a box all pretty. And I like did it as a draw. And they'd go, well, what do I get when I win? And I'm like, well, I guess you'll find out. I didn't know. And they'd say, well, I don't really wear makeup. And I was like, you have skin, don't you? Enter the draw. So they did. Okay, 8 people entered my draw. So it wasn't a very busy trade show. Okay, and then I booked 6 of them. I didn't know them, Denisa, so this is what I said. Hey, you entered my draw, and guess what you won? You won a self-guided anti-aging facial with me and a gift bag. I didn't know what I was going to put in the gift bag, but I went to Dollarama and I figured it out. Okay, it was just like emery boards and cute little stuff. You won. And then I asked them to have their nicest friend with them at the appointment, because it's way more fun to shop with friends, right? It's way more fun. And you can try some stuff. We had very little in the starter kit. We had pretty much what you have now. And we had the color cards. So I got them to try on the lipsticks. I did the miracle set. I talked about microdermabrasion, talked about firming eye cream, and I sold all 6 people. 2 people said no, and I sold all 6 people the ultimate miracle set, which was $257. And all 6 people are still in my customer base today. And overall, those same 6 people have brought me over 85 customers and consultants. Because every single person you meet knows 100 people you don't. Have you ever been to a wedding and you thought you knew the bride and groom really well till you got in there and then you were like, where do I sit? Who's here that I know? There are lots of people out there. We are severely undertapped in Canada, severely. So when I first started, there was a Cadillac driver, self-guided facial, Laura, okay? So that just means like I'm not rubbing you. That's what that means. They're rubbing themselves. They're putting the skincare on themselves. Self-guided facial, self-guided anti-aging facial. That's it. Okay? When I first started, Marilyn Bodie was a Cadillac driver here in Okotoks, and people said, oh yeah, there's a Cadillac driver here, good luck. And it's a small town, so I was like, oh. And do you know that in the 8 years, now she's retired now and lives in Arizona half the year and near Sylvan Lake half the year. But when I started, and anybody I talked to about Mary Kay, I would say maybe 1 in 10 was already her customer or one of her consultants' customers. It's pretty good odds. I can drive through my little small town and be like, not mine, not mine, not mine, not mine, not mine. That's a friend's reference for you. All the time. You know, I say, come with me to Starbucks and see how many people actually know me or buy from me. Just because they know me doesn't mean I've sold to them or facialed them. So don't be trapped into it thinking like, oh no, well, all my friends are already beauty consultants or all my friends are already blah, 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 whatever. You're not going to stay there, right? You're not going to stay in your friends and family. Repeat after me. No matter how much money I want, I will not stay in my friends and family. I don't care if you want $500 by next year. There are people out there that will become your friends. And I can say that my best friend in the entire world was a facial who entered a trade show name. Okay? I booked her. She did the facial. She told me she was going to buy this huge set that we were offering at the time. She didn't. I rebooked her because that's my job. And then she bought a couple of things. And then we became friends. And now she's on my team. So you get it? Okay? These things happen. You will also have people who don't show up, you know, and I remember this lady, just so that you have a little bit of hope here. This lady, Julie, entered a draw at a trade show. I booked her. And at the time, I was giving away a $20 gift certificate for being one of my first 100 faces, okay? So I booked her for the trade show. I booked her by herself. And then I set up the table all pretty, and she didn't show up. So I called her, and I said, are you okay? And she goes, oh, my gosh, I'm so sorry. I forgot, by the way, that's the trick. Oh, my gosh, are you okay? Did you have to go to the hospital? And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then they always rebook. Okay, so she rebooked, and then she didn't show up again. And I called her again and I was like, are you okay? And she goes, I totally forgot. And then she came over the third time and she bought the one mascara for the $20 gift certificate. And I didn't even charge her the GST. And I lost money at that appointment. And I remember saying to my director, like, that's it. This sucks. I'm not making any money. I lost money. I did. Okay. And then she she convinced me back to what I wanted, which was money for my children. She told me back to my why, and I did my routine, and I did my 5 calls. The next person I called that day said to me, did you just do a makeover with my mom, Julie? And I said, yeah, I did. And she goes, oh my gosh, she loved you. Do you know how hard they're doing right now? Like my dad lost his job and they have no money, and you made her feel so good. And like, she got a free mascara and she just like adored you. And of course, can I have a party for you? Yeah. So she had a party, 8 people, $1,500 in sales, $1,500. Then that same person, Kelsey is her name, Chili is her mom, when I needed one more person on my team so that I could go to leadership training in Houston, Texas, and it was the last day of the month, and I was at 7 people and I needed 8. And I was like, it's done. Like, it's not happening. It was like 8 o'clock at night. And she had bought something off me, so I was meeting her in a parking lot. And she said, how's your goal going to get to Houston? I was like, it's not. Like, it's done. I have 2 hours left. She goes, well, what do you need? And I said, well, I need somebody to come in to my team and place an activating order in 2 hours. And she goes, well, let's do it. And we literally did it from my phone and then faxed the agreement at Staples that night. That's the power of persistence. And over time, Kelsey has probably brought me, I can't even tell you how many customers and consultants and friends. So it's those faces that bring you to these other places. Okay, so what I want you to do is to stay the course. And I want you to challenge your beliefs no matter what it is that you decided to sign up for. And most of you decided to sign up for a side hustle, am I right? So you needed a little extra. Most of you don't come in going, yeah, okay, I'm going to be a national sales director. I'm going to earn a car. I didn't. I came in because I needed a little bit more. I was going to go back to my teaching job. Oops, I didn't. So if that's true, then most women can be successful while working a full-time job. There is no such thing as balance. There's only harmony. And harmony means that sometimes one note needs to play louder than another. So yes, it's faith first, family second, career third, but that doesn't mean my family always comes first. It means that I choose every day where I'm going to pay my attention to. So balance is a myth because it means that everybody gets equal attention, and that's not true, and it'll just make you feel bad about yourself. And again, we're in the self-esteem business, so we don't want you feeling bad about yourselves. We want you to feel good. So harmony means I'm going to make a non-negotiable goal every single day to do the activity I need to get what I want. So I'm going to find 5 new customers a day, whether that's from referrals or by doing a trade show or a facial jar or whatever, but I'm going to do what I need to do to get those 5 new names a day. And if that means like I see 5 faces and they each bring me one, well, that counts, right? And in the beginning, if that's too much for you, set it to 1. I don't care. Right? If you need to get practiced at going to the gym, even the act of putting on your running shoes every single day and driving to the gym will make you a gym goer. Yes? So whether you started this business to do a little or a lot, you are still an independent beauty consultant. That is who you are. And whether you see 1 face a month or 20 faces a month or 70 faces a month, you are an independent beauty consultant. You're all the same. I'm a sales director, right? So I may have a bigger team than some people. That's fine. We're still sales directors. We still do the job. And we have non-negotiable things that we do every single day. So even if it's 5 minutes a day that you're choosing to devote to Mary Kay office work, then do it. Even if it's 5 minutes of training a day. Anything. Set yourself up for success, whatever success looks like to you. So for some of you, $10,000 would mean a big difference in your life by next year. Could that pay off a credit card? Could that pay off something else? Could that buy you something? Some of you, it's not that much. That's fine. Work backwards. The average dollar amount in profit per face, if you're seeing them in person, and you have to build to this because you're brand new, so you don't know how to close the sale yet, but is $50 profit per face. So then you work backwards from there. How many faces do I need to see to get that? And then you don't forget about the reorders because people do. They forget. We're a recession-proof industry and people wash skincare down the sink every single day and they need a new miracle set at least every 6 months. Yes? So that's at least $157 every 6 months that they're spending. 100 customers is $15,700 in a year in profit. That's it. Do that again. That's $30,000 a year in profit. Do that again, $45,000 a year. Even if you never built a team in your life. That's what it takes. When you're demoing this product, what you're most focused on is, no, it's 100 retail, Rebecca, so 50 profit, not 100 profit, right? So when you're building your business, what you're focused on is your averages. So you can add up your first faces, and you can divide them and find out your per face average. And you can work on that with your sales director to get that average up. It's a skill. It's a skill. Do some people have a natural aptitude for sales? Sure. Do a lot of people who have a natural aptitude for sales and no self-discipline do well? No. Sorry, but they don't. I have recruited hundreds of people who looked like they were cut out of the Mary Kay catalog for perfect sales consultants. Like, oh my gosh, she's got it all figured out. She could sell ice to an Eskimo or an Inuit, I guess is the correct term. I lived in the Northwest Territories, so, you know. Okay? And then they do nothing because they don't have any self-discipline. That's what it takes to be successful. And I don't care if self-discipline is 5 minutes a day, like I said. It's still discipline to do that. So sales is a learned skill. Nobody is born with the ability to sell a car. Nobody is born with the ability to program a computer. Nobody is born with the ability to do a cartwheel. Some people are never going to be able to do things, and that's okay, right? You may try this out. You may see your first 30 faces and be like, well, you know what? Actually, I really hate this. Then quit. Get out. We don't want you. I mean, we do, but we don't want you if you're not devoted to what we're doing, right? We want you to love what you're doing. We don't want you to hate it every day. That's terrible. I love what I do, and I want people to love what they do. Okay? So self-discipline is what it takes to be successful. Self-discipline to train yourself how to sell. Selling is mostly psychology, and selling is getting into the heart of your customer. It is not swindling her. It is not tricking her. And that may be how you might sell something that you wouldn't ever see her again. But you want to see her again. So therefore, selling is building a relationship with somebody, making sure you're getting her what she needs, so that they trust you. My customers would buy socks and underwear from me if I sold socks and underwear. They want everything. And they buy everything now because they trust me. They know I'm not going to sell them some coral lipstick if they don't look good in coral lipstick. They know that I'll be like, take that off. Not good. No, bad. They know that we have a 100% return policy. And by the way, that form is under forms and worksheets in Touch. And it's super easy to fill out to do a replacement for somebody. And it comes really fast now. So they're really good about it. Okay? You don't even have to send the product back. You just need the number on the box, and you need to keep it so that if they call you to find out what's wrong with it, you can do that. So you're safe to recommend things for them. You're safe to let them try things. And what happens when you get people to try things at an appointment is that they are more likely to buy things that they didn't even try. Because if they like one thing, they'll like all the other things. Yes? So the mistake you might be making is that you're only demoing those products and you're only showing what those products cost, and you're not talking about anything else. They don't need to try it all. And in fact, you don't want them trying it all. Ideally, the way this business works is like this. Let's say you're booking from a cold market. Let's say you've got a trade show name. Chances are she's not necessarily going to bring 5 friends to the table because she doesn't even know you. So she might bring her bestie because she doesn't know you. So she feels safer if she's got a friend. She does, or her mom or something. Usually that's what I did. So I would have a time at my table, and I did it while I was running a daycare in my house with 10 kids. I did it during quiet time, and at 1 o'clock every single day, I would have people come over for facials and makeovers. And I would invite 5 trade show names a day to do that, and 2 or 3 would show up with their friends. Okay, maybe even 1. And lots of times they came by themselves, but that was okay. So you see them once with the basics. I don't care how big your starter kit is. You see them once with the basics. I still see them once with the basics. You don't give them everything at the first appointment. A, it confuses them. B, you won't see them again. And C, it's a 2-hour-long appointment. Nobody's got time for that. Okay? So you're going to see them first with the basics. Then you're going to say, at your next appointment, not, did you want to have another appointment with me? At your next appointment, we can do spa skincare, or we can do a 5-minute face makeup tutorial. Which one would you like? At your next appointment, or Goddess on the Go, or whatever the heck you guys call it, okay? At your next appointment, and then you pull out your calendar and you go, I have these 2 dates. And she will say, oh, let me just look at my calendar and get back to you. They will all say that. They don't get back to you. They don't get back to you. Rebecca, the basics is the starter kit. So they don't get back to you. Right? Do you get back to them? No. Right? I mean, it's just like they may want to, but they don't. They forget. We're busy. We forget. So they don't get back to you. So then you're stuck and you have no appointments on the books. So here's what you do. You say, oh, you know what? Like, I book up really fast, even if you don't. I book up really fast. So why don't we predetermine a date right now? And if we have to change it later, that's totally okay with me. But you'd be really helping me out because I'm going to get a prize from my director for having these appointments on my books. Okay? If you have to change it later, that's perfectly fine with me. If you have to change it later, that's perfectly fine with me. Ready? If you have to change it later, that's perfectly fine with me. But let's just get it on the books because I book up really fast and I don't want you to lose on a time that you wanted. So I have this date or this date. Which one's better? Women are unfortunately, like toddlers. We just need 2 choices. So just give her 2 choices. And then be like, okay, cool, who's joining you? Okay, cool, who's joining you? Who's joining you? Who's joining you? Who's joining you? Who in your life would love this? You think about it and let me know, okay? I'm going to confirm this with you tomorrow. Cool, bye. Done. Okay? And then when you're done that appointment, then you say your next appointment is a spa facial or your next appointment is a glam facial or whatever. Okay? At least 3 times. You want those skincare customers? That's how you get them. Any questions about that? Sorry. No? Okay. So now you're going to develop your starter kit with your director based on the profits from these first 30 faces and the first 30 items that you sell. Don't be saying to her, oh, I can't do the ready, set, sell or whatever, because if you sold 30 items at approximately $20 a piece, right, then that's going to give you $600 cash. 300 of it is what it costs to get that product to the customers, and the other 300 you can spend. Boom. Yeah, Christina, you just expect it, right? It's just part of our job. So instead of being like, did you want something? Because what is our basic answer? Like, I don't care if it's just gum. People go, did you want some gum? And you're like, no, I'm okay. Instantly. And then you're like, actually, I could have used some gum. And now I can't ask her for gum. That'd be weird. So our instinct is to say no. So then you can give her an opportunity to say no in a different way. Is there any reason why I couldn't borrow your face? And she'll say no. Good, great. What time is better for you? You either do that or you take away the opportunity to say yes or no. And you do not give her those kinds of questions. Is Tuesday or Thursday better for you? Thursday. Or neither one. Okay, great. What about Saturdays? Okay. So your job is to help her make up her mind. Just like when you're shopping with your bestie and she tries on a leather jacket and you're like, if you don't buy that, I'm going to punch you in the face because it's awesome on you. That's your job. Your job is to be her best friend in that appointment. You rebook this client after you've completed the sale from the first appointment. So she does the appointment, you pull out the order form, and you say, what are you starting with today? What are you starting with today? Not, did you want to buy anything? What are you starting with today? Right? And then she goes, well, I'm not really sure. And then you're just quiet. Don't say, oh, that's okay. That's cool. That's cool. Bye. No, we do it. I did it. I want to tell you, I surveyed my first 100 customers. I did a Survey Monkey, one of those anonymous surveys that you can send out to my first 100 customers right before I finished my directorship qualifications. And do you know what the number one feedback that they had for me was? I didn't let them buy enough. That was their feedback. Because they'd buy something and I'd be like, hey, great, here's your total. Yeah, I sold something. Right? Shut up. I remember this video or MP3. It was on, some of the more vintage directors or the more experienced ones will know what I'm talking about. But it was like these CDs, these training things that were on, I don't know. I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, I remember this one lady and she would say this, now you be quiet and you let her choose. The next person who talks is taking it home. Now you be quiet and you let her choose. So you poise yourself and you can copy her address onto the order form all slowly, and you're looking down so that she has the power. And no matter what she says, you write it down and you say, that's a great place to start. And what else would you like? And if she doesn't know, you say, you really liked the whatever, eye makeup remover. Or, when was the last time you replaced your mascara? I do that all the time. I raise the eyebrow. When was the last time you replaced your mascara? And she's going to be like, and I go, you're getting one. Did you like this one or this one? Or would you like the one that you tried today? Or I go, the one you tried today? And she goes, sure. Do you have an eye makeup remover to go with that? Oh, yeah, I need that. You think that she's doing you a favor by buying things. She's not. She needs this stuff anyway. She's buying this stuff anyway. So is she going to buy it from you or somebody else? You're doing her a favor. You are giving her an experience she cannot get anywhere else. A customized makeover at a salon is like $88. Yeah, the teacher's eyebrow, or we call it the people's eyebrow here because of the rock, right? So yeah, my team calls it my outside eyebrow. So when I raise it like this, it means like, yeah, okay? What length of time would I recommend between the first and second appointments? Totally up to you. It depends. If you have product on hand, then you want to book that as fast as possible so you can give her a product at that appointment and get the next one on in the next 15 days or, 2 weeks. If you don't and you've got to order the product, that's fine, but then you would book it for after she's had that product for a little bit, okay? I'm already booked usually for the month, so I book it for the next month. And I like them to have a paycheck in between their appointments. Because I like money, and anybody who tells you they don't like money will lie to you about other things, okay? So I like money, so I just like them to have a paycheck in between. So here are the stats. 1 in 10 customers, if you work your parties and your appointments full circle by rebooking them and by talking to them about the opportunity, will become a member of your team. So if you need $10,000 in a year, then by the next year, you would be a future sales director with 8 people on your team, and you would be making 8 to 12% from what they're ordering. Okay, so let's say, yeah, it's 2 weeks from after they get their skincare is a good baseline. Okay, so let's say, so I'm going to use my calculator here because, you know, I'm mathy, but not quite that mathy. So if you're saying, okay, so if it takes, what was I talking about? A beauty consultant who joins your team, right? So if you have 8 people on your team, and on average, a third of your team will order per month. So that means that it's what? I would say 3 people on your team will order per month. So that's 225, even at the baseline. And you're making 12% on that. That's $80 a month. Times 12 months, that's another $1,000 added on to your 10 grand. And you didn't have to do anything because your sales director is going to teach them. That's it. Okay? Think about it. That's where the money comes from. And if you don't need money, give it to me because I like money. You know what else? I like helping women feel beautiful. I love it when a woman looks in the mirror and says, I didn't know I could look like this. I love it when a woman tells me that she can pay for Christmas because of Mary Kay. I love it when my directors earn cars. I loved it when I put the key into the door of my first house. And the reason why I got to do that, or not my first house, but my house that I bought with Mary Kay money, the reason I got to do that is because somebody asked me. I love helping women. And what I do every day is help women. So yes, I book appointments. Yes, they buy stuff from me, but they don't buy it just to help me out. They buy it because they love it. They buy it because they want it. And they buy it because they love me. So your job is to be a better person every single day than who you were before. And the concept of transformation means that you're going to transform. You are still going to be who you are. If you were traditionally shy, you will never be super effusive and crazy. And if you're super crazy, you're probably never going to be super quiet and shy. Okay? But you can learn and you can grow. And you can make a commitment to yourself every single day to not give up on something that you paid money into. The magic to Mary Kay is getting product on the faces. Just read the flip chart with the clients. That's it. What you say there has been formulated for you. Follow the scripts. I can't tell you how many new consultants of mine say to me, I don't know, I tried. I called all these people and nobody said yes. And I said, did you say what I told you to say? Well, no, I thought that sounded weird. So I said this. Weird how you didn't get results. Super shocking. There's a reason that we say the things we do. And I remember seeing these scripts and going, yeah, right, I'm going to say, is there any reason why? And then when I was challenged to do it, it's weird how I got all these appointments. Is there any reason why I couldn't borrow your face for part of my first 30 Faces challenge? I'm completing my power start. I'm only 27 faces away. Who else do you know who has skin? Can I borrow your face? Is there any reason why I couldn't borrow your face? I'm going to give it back in better condition. You cannot just post on Facebook and think people are going to come running. Just the same as you cannot open the starter kit bag and hope that customers just fall right out. Because they're not in there. They're not in there. But everything you could ever want is. Okay? And it takes you getting that product on the faces. It takes you being brave every day. It takes you going to training. It takes you being concerned with your own self-development every day. Because that is what makes me better. It's not learning how to sell better. It's not learning all the ingredients. Nobody cares. P to the S. They don't care. They don't care. I know that the other sales directors watching can attest to this. They do not care. How's your face feel? Great. What do you want to get? What's in this? Never asked. Never. Nobody cares. Okay? It feels great. You'll look great. You're backed with a guarantee. What do you want to get? Pretty much it. Remember your golden rule. You are not competing against any other beauty consultants in this industry, ever. You are sharing all information with each other. And in that aspect, posting on Facebook groups that are not your own, posting on Kijiji, posting on your personal profile is not obeying the golden rule. It's not. It's overambitious and underhearted. And yeah, it may get you what you want, but what is it that you really want? I want to look in the mirror every day and know that I did whatever I could to make people feel good. And that includes my fellow beauty consultants. That includes who I'm talking to. It is not my job to take somebody else's customer. It is my job to go find people who have never tried Mary Kay before or whose consultants went to Mary Kay heaven as they do. That's my job. So it's my job to make sure that I am reaching out to my warm market first and getting them to introduce me to people that they know. And if I don't have a warm market, then I betcha by golly wow, have got to go figure out how to get one. And like, I said yes to everything. Do you want to come to my Stella and Dot party? Sure. I had no money, but I knew I would meet people there. Do you want to go to Zumba? Yep. I knew I'd meet people there. Right? Do you want to go here? Yep. Because I would meet people. Wherever you go, you're going to meet somebody new, and somebody new can be a client, a customer, a friend, a consultant, a director. And you just don't know. You just don't know. In the beginning, I was swayed by everything. I worked really hard in my first month and did my power start, and I did my qualifying order, and I was really pumped. And then in April, my friend came down and visited, and she was in another company, and she kind of tried to sway me to the other company and told me stuff that isn't true, but that I believed. And then I didn't do anything. And then in May, my friend came down and said, oh, well, I used to do Mary Kay and I wasn't very successful. You can't find customers. You can't do stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, if she can't do it, I can't either. And I did nothing. And then my sales director said to me, why don't you come with me to seminar? And I was like, because I can't afford to. You know why? Because I wasn't working, but because I couldn't afford to. And I ended up begging for air miles from my parents, who did not believe in me doing this as a business. Were perfectly happy with me making a little bit extra money, but didn't want me to like quit my job and not be a teacher. And so I went to seminar. And that's when I saw women who looked like me, women who pushed past everything that could have held them back, women in wheelchairs and women in bad situations, women who were worse off than I was, living on pasta and rice and living on nothing. We had nothing. We lived on $200 a month for gas and groceries. And that still wasn't enough in the beginning to push me to succeed. I wish it were. I wish I could tell you that I started and I just didn't stop and it was so awesome, but it wasn't. I let the other things sway me. And then I came home and I said I was going to see 100 faces if it killed me. I was going to see 100 faces. And then I did. And I became a future director, and I went to Houston in January. And then I became a sales director by May 1st, and I replaced my full-time teaching income. And I was able to quit doing the daycare. And I earned another car the next year. And I earned my Cadillac. And I've gone on 3 trips around the world. And I bought this house. And I was able to homeschool my kids when they were being bullied and when they hated their lives. And I was able to do all of that because I opened the damn starter kit. So just do it. Just go book those people. Okay? Just go do it. You won't know how, and you'll screw it up, and you'll be bad at it, and it's okay. You'll match people wrong for their foundation, and you will get them, they'll stick products in their eyes that they're not supposed to. And you'll go to parties where there's like a bare light bulb hanging from the ceiling and you're like, how are they supposed to put makeup on for this? You'll go to parties that they gave you an address to an empty lot. You will have your friends tell you that you're stupid and crazy, but you know what? They don't tell me that now. And they say things like, oh, I always knew you'd succeed. Sure you did. I didn't, so how did you? Okay, so I know I've gone over my time. But I really want you to know that everything you need is just in this box and in your sales director. She's earned the right to teach you. And if you refuse to learn, that's your choice. And if you refuse to show up to training, that's your choice. You can have whatever you choose to do. Okay? I didn't know what this could do for me. And you don't know either. And you may lie to yourself because you want to be safe. And you may say things like, it's okay, I don't have to know anything, or it's okay, I'm just dabbling, whatever. I just signed up because it was on sale. That's a lie. And you know it. And you know you're lying to yourself because you know you want more things that money can buy you and more things that money can't buy you. The friendships I've gotten here, the self-development I've gotten here, there is nothing like it in the entire world. I have a master's degree, you guys. And I choose to sell lipstick for a living. Why? Because I'm changing the world one face at a time. When you change a woman and when you make her feel better about herself, she goes home and she treats her family better. And then her husband goes to work and he treats his friends better. And then they treat their kids better and they treat the kids in the schoolyard better. And you can do that. You can do that every single day by just seeing however many faces it takes to get where you want to go. And I don't care if it's 2 a month. But get the product on the faces. Don't hide behind Facebook and think that it's okay. Don't expect that you can just make a status update and they're all going to come a-running. They're not, because they have fear too. And it's just your job to get into their hearts. And it's your job to make them feel good and important. Everybody has a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. And if you don't know that about Mary Kay, then you need to figure that out. We are not in this business to trick people. We are not in this business to hurt people. We are in this business to help them get what they already want. And when you help them to upsell, when you help them to understand that they might need something that they didn't know they needed, maybe they just need 3 minutes to themselves every single day to put on their skincare and feel like they're important. Maybe they just need to know that it's okay to pee alone. That it's just because they signed up to have children doesn't mean that they had to give away their whole lives. Maybe they just need to feel pretty and get dressed up and go to a Monday night meeting sometimes. You don't know what you could be giving to somebody, and you don't know what you could be robbing somebody of because you didn't ask. I had 8 beauty consultants before I joined Mary Kay. 8. Not a single person asked me to join their team. Okay? Not a single person. Because they were scared. My first 3 didn't even ask me to buy anything. Told me it was free. They came over. I was like, cool. And then they left. And I said, oh, I'll call them with the catalog. I never did. They'd teach me stuff and I'd go to Shoppers Drug Mart and buy the same things. Because they didn't ask. I didn't even know you could buy stuff when I got my first appointment. It was a manicure back in the day when we used to have these manicure kits. And she gave me a free manicure. And I was like, cool. I just moved into my new house. It was welcome wagon. She said, I'll give you a free manicure. Cool. And then she offered me the manicure kit. And I thought that was the only thing they sold. And I didn't really do my nails. I still don't really do my nails. And I didn't buy it. And she said, okay. And didn't follow up and didn't rebook and didn't offer me anything else. And I don't know where she went. And if she's still in Mary Kay, she probably saw my name in the Applause magazine or my face or something and went, oh my gosh. How come I didn't ask her? How many women would like to look in the mirror and feel better about who they see? Whether it's in their soul or in their faces. That's your job. You don't need to know anything else. You don't need to know the ingredients in the skincare. You don't need to know all the different stuff. That is where you're going to get it, is in here, first of all. Upside down. In your catalog is the best way to find the words that sell the products. Okay? Because they're written right there. They're written that way. So you can say them that way. Okay? And then in touch is where you find all the ingredients, so you can look those up. And if you really feel like you need to, like, I don't know, photocopy it all or whatever, memorize it, do it. But don't do it in time that you could be with people. Your mirrors are here. You don't need to know foundation matching. CC cream works with most people. Okay? And you can text your sales director and be like, what face? What is she? And she'll probably tell you. You can invite her to a Monday night and she can stripe. You can guess and get it wrong. You might be wrong. What happens when you're wrong? Nothing. Like nothing. When our foundations first came out, because we had these weird foundation tools that you could like hold on their faces, and the Ivory 6 disappeared on everybody that was Caucasian. So I told everybody they were Ivory 6. They're not. And then they'd run into me like later or something, and I'd be like, what are you wearing? What is this action? And they're like, well, it's the foundation you sold me. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. We're going to have another appointment. This is not the right color. But they wouldn't have known. They were wearing it perfectly happily. And only I would know because, like, I can see it, right? But if Instagram's any indication, half the people in the world don't know what foundation shade they are, so don't worry about it, okay? You will figure it out. You will go to training. You will layer your training. You will understand that the best thing about Mary Kay is that you will never be bored because there is always something new to learn. Always. I have ADHD. I don't like to be bored. So I know that there's always something new out there for me to try and learn. So you'll just say to yourselves, I will learn whatever I need to learn. And face by face, I will finish the race. And I'm going to be too dumb to doubt. And I'm just going to do what I'm told to do. That's it. You just need to trust your sales director. You need to follow the plan she sets out for you. You need to just ignore the voices in your head that tell you that script is bad or this is wrong or I'm being pushy or whatever, because we don't teach you to be pushy. And half of you, because you were attracted to Mary Kay, couldn't be pushy if your lives depended on it. So don't worry about it. Pushy to you is actually just asking. Okay? So just do it. Just get started and don't stop. And whatever started looks like for you. So if it's 2 faces a month, do that with gusto. Do it with determination to make them feel beautiful. If it's 20, great. If it's 30, great. I don't care. No matter what, you are an independent beauty consultant and you do us honor in our company by staying the course. And here's the other thing I want to tell you before I let you go. If you quit before you even start because you're scared, then you become somebody who might get somebody out there to quit before they even start. And that person might be somebody like me, whose entire life was changed because of this starter kit. And you might get her to stop if you don't succeed. And the more you succeed, the more women you help to succeed. I love you all. I love you all. I'm going to ask you 2 things. I'm going to ask you to book. I'm going to ask you to book. Get those people on the books. I'm going to ask you to just be brave. And I'm going to ask you that if you have any follow-up questions, that you direct them to your sales director, not to me. Unless you're mine. Because I know there's a few of you watching. Okay? Because it's not my job to train all of Mary Kay Canada, okay? I do have my own team to run. And sales director, same thing, okay? I love you, but I have a big team to run too. And we are running for Chile and for being in the top 10 in Canada. So I need all the time I can get to do that, okay? So I would love it if my inbox was not full of questions, okay? Please direct your questions to Mary Kay Canada or to your sales director, and I will be back on at 8 p.m. tonight, Ontario time, to do basically the same thing and a little bit different, and I'll do a little bit more product knowledge. Yes, it will still stay here, so you can watch it again and rewind or whatever if you need to, okay? You can still tag your beauty consultants, whatever, to get them into the group to watch it, even if it's later. Before I let you go, anybody have any questions for me right now on the video? And I'll do my best, if any questions are asked later, to answer them on the group. But sales directors, if you see any of your consultants asking that, then just follow up with them, okay? I want you to know you just need what's in your kit. And then you can develop it for the next appointments. And I don't bring everything to those appointments ever. I have every single lipstick. Do I bring them all? No, because then I sell lipstick, which again gives me no money. So I bring a few to try, and they can pick from the catalog. And if they're wrong, it's okay, because I can return it. You are not administering a prescription. If you're wrong, it's okay. You are even protected by Mary Kay Legal. So you're okay. You are good enough. Who you are is enough. I'm just checking these questions here. Anybody have any questions? I love you guys. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope it was motivational. I know I'm way over my time, so Mariana, if you're watching, I'm sorry. And I hope that I'll see some of you again at 8 and that you will get booking. And I'll see you at seminar, hopefully from the stage. Okay, talk to you guys soon.